Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the Raw Sports Show. I'm your host, Trevor. Alright, just got finished up with the WWE BackLash France premium live event. Holy snap, what a show. Top to bottom, great show. Short show, which was kind of weird. That's normally not a WWE feature run these shows. I know here lately they have been, but overall, top to bottom, the show was great. There were 6 matches? It was even 5. Only 5 matches. So we had the street fight with WWE Women's World Title, or Women's Title, WWE World Heavyweight Title, WWE Women's Tag Titles, and the WWE Title. So yeah, short, sweet, to the point, great matches, top to bottom, one of the best overall WWE pay-per-view premium live events. So first match, we had the Bloodline, Sikoa and Tonga, with Paul Heyman taking on Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. This match started out just nuts. This crowd, oh god, I gotta talk to the crowd. What a hot crowd. That is probably one of the best wrestling crowds I've seen. Now, as a person who watches all kinds of professional wrestling, from the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania, I've watched so many different crowds. The crowd, for me, star rating wise, enjoyment wise, doesn't play that big a piece. But having a crowd as hot as this crowd, it's fun. It makes it more fun. Does it take away from what's going on in the ring? For me, personally, no. Some people, yes, but that's fine. So yeah, Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, a team that you never really thought you'd see together. Kevin Owens, Randy Orton. Randy's that kind of viper that can turn on his opponents at all times. We know there's one coming because he's turned on every partner he's ever had. He's turned on him. So we know there's an RKO in Kevin Owens' future. Could there be a stunner in Randy Orton's future? Do we flip this one? We'll never know, but not yet. Anyway, before the bell rings, these 4 are going at it. You had referees coming down, producers coming down, security coming down. You had Owens stunning security and stunning referees. Nick Aldis comes out and says, enough's enough. Stop it. We're going to make this a no disqualification street fight. Anything goes, basically kill each other. And that's what they tried to do. Owens had a brainbuster on 5 chairs on Tonga. You had just guerrilla warfare going on. They used the announce tables. They used chairs. They used kendo sticks. They tried to kill each other. Great street fight. And then you had Owens on top of, I think he was on Tonga. The referee goes 1, 2. The referee gets pulled out. And who is it? The newest member of the Bloodline, Tonga Loa, the brother of Tonga, the other son of Haku. Matter of fact, we're gonna, since Michael Cole likes to drill down on things and say stuff that's inaccurate, I'm actually going to double check before I say what I'm going to say. Make sure that I have it right, because I don't want to be, say something wrong. But Tonga and his brother Tongaloa were part of Girls of Destiny over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, part of the Bullet Club. So Tonga is actually adopted by Haku. It's his brother's kid. Tangaloa was adopted as well. So Tangaloa and Tonga are brothers, but they were actually adopted by Haku. So Haku is their adopted father. He's actually their uncle. They have an adopted brother, which is their cousin, Hikuleo, who's still in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, yes, they are adopted sons of Haku, but they're actually blood-wise. They are cousins to Hikuleo, and then Haku is their actual uncle, their nephews. So he came in, helped the Bloodline. So it looks like he'll be joining the new Bloodline with Sikoa, Tonga, Tongaloa. I know there's Jacob Fatu did sign. He hasn't obviously debuted yet. What I'm thinking at this point, what we could see happen, we could see Hikuleo come in, join Sikoa, and have the Girls of Destiny, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, Hikuleo, and Sikoa, and then on the other side have Roman, the Usos, and Jacob Fatu, or we could flip Fatu and Hikuleo. I could see that as well, and just kind of have that Bloodline Civil War being at Survivor Series as War Games. That would be really cool thing to do. Then maybe have The Rock kind of the special referee. So yeah, he's part of it, but he's kind of on neither side. Then have The Rock kind of turn on Roman and set up Mania with Rock and Roman next year in Vegas. We got announced as well. Las Vegas, April 19th and 20th. Easter weekend, we have WrestleMania next year. One of the later in the year WrestleManias. I know there's talk of moving it later to do more outdoor stadiums, not being as cold. One rumor was Memorial Day weekend. We know that Double or Nothing for AEW is on Memorial Day weekend. To me, that would be, yeah. I would not like if WWE decided to try to do that. I just think it's good business sense, yes, but then you're taking a shot to me. Then you're taking a bigger shot at AEW than what they've already done. You know, back and forth banner is one thing, but trying to do stuff like that, it's like, come on, you don't do things like that. If you even look back in the history of pro wrestling, the wars of WCW and WWF, no one did a pay-per-view on a weekend that, you never saw WCW doing stuff for WrestleMania weekend. You don't see AEW doing stuff for WrestleMania weekend. You don't see WWE put their pay-per-view or premium live event schedule out, and AEW going, we're going head-to-head with this show. You don't see that. Occasionally you might get an NXT head-to-head or something like that, but you don't see the big shows do that. So I would hate for that to happen. Have your own time for WrestleMania, which, hey, I'm cool with that being later in the year. Obviously, we get the whole WrestleMania weekend, and as we've seen this past 3 years, I've watched them all. So it'll be fun times, but that was announced as well at Vegas next year, so we're going to lead up to that. So this match overall was a good match. I give it a 4-star with Bloodline winning the debut of Tongaloa, but just the cheesiness of Corey Graves and Michael Cole. We just saw guerrilla warfare. Destiny has brought Loa back to the Bloodline. Girls of Destiny. I don't know why Michael Cole gets off going, the Bullet Club. It's like they want to say stuff about other companies like other companies do, but they can't really say it all. Just say it. We all know it. Just say it. I don't get it. I don't understand it, why we don't want to do that. And then when you say inaccurate stuff, we'll get to that. But this match, overall, great match. Bloodline winning 4-star match. Next up, we had WWE Women's Title Line Triple Threat match. We had champion Bayley taking on Naomi, taking on Tiffany Stratton. It was Tiffy time in France. Naomi, yes, she is a former women's champion, but she was a TNA Knockouts champion. She left TNA, came back to WWE at Royal Rumble. Typically, you don't see, there's exceptions I know, but sometimes the people that have left the company and come back, they don't get a lot of titles right away. I know there's exceptions. We know Cody's an exception to that, but I never once thought Bayley wasn't going to retain this. Bayley ended up pinning Naomi. They've been friends, so that was kind of that little friend dynamic, her getting pinned. They kind of left Tiffany Stratton out of the ending of that. Tiffany did show her athletic ability. I think Tiffany Stratton can be, I'm not going to label the next Charlotte Flair, but she can be a championship contender like Bayley, like a Charlotte, like a Sasha, like a Becky Lynch, those kind of more main talent, Bianca Belair, that kind of talent. I think Tiffany Stratton is kind of the next in line to take over that kind of reign. But great match for the women here, 3.5 star. Really enjoyed it. Bayley getting the win there. Next up, we had the WWE World Heavyweight Title line. We had champion Damian Priest going up against Jey Uso. Yeet. But this crowd was just hot for Jey Uso. To me, there are times when crowds get this hot for Jey Uso. You kind of got to at some point in time, you got to pull the trigger and put a title in this guy, singles title in this guy, because the crowd is so far behind it. That was the most raucous 11,628 fans I've ever seen. The largest gate of any arena show in WWE history, but it was only 11,600. So I don't know if ticket prices were just that much, but it was kind of weird. You have 11.6 on your attendance, but it's the highest gate. But there's been a lot of shows that have been 15, 20, 30,000 that didn't have a high gate. So that's kind of weird to me. But, that's what WWE announced. I know there was a lot of talk on the internet, which the internet wrestling community, you can't be both. You either got to be WWE or AEW. There is no both. If you're both, you're a jackass. They want to compare, still back compare, everything. Guess what? I'm going to say it once. All In had 75,000 people. Okay, we move on from that. I'd like to see BackLash come back to France and do, because this crowd was hot. This arena looked good. It was just great. I would love to have been there. That would have been a hell of an atmosphere to hang out in. Damian Priest, Jey Uso. Damian Priest, I'm not feeling as a world champion right now. Maybe we'll earn it for me, but I just don't feel it. Having the Judgment Day, Jade McDonough come out, get involved, and then having Damian yell at him like, why are you here? I don't want you out here with me. You need to go away. Then him getting super kicked by Jey Uso. The two of them fighting, and then Finn Balor coming out. It's like, oh my goodness. And just so much outside interference there. You had Balor getting involved, which Damian Priest didn't see it first. You go back to the match. You had Damian end up getting the victory. It lasted about 15 minutes. I ended up giving it 3 1/4. And then you had at the end Priest stopping Balor and McDonough from beating down on Jey. Which, okay, what's that about? Is that more of a respect for Jey Uso, or is that more of I don't want the bloodline I don't want the Judgment Day in my business? So it's kind of weird there. I can actually see coming up we having a tag match with Priest and Uso versus McDonough and Finn Balor. I can see that match coming. We did find out that Finn Balor re-signed with WWE, which is awesome. Him and McIntyre, which is so awesome. Just because they re-signed doesn't mean they didn't want to go to AEW. I kind of want to throw that out there. They re-signed because they wanted to stay in WWE. It's not, well, I'm going to re-sign because I don't want to go over there. No, that had nothing to do with it. They wanted to stay where they were at. People like those kind of choices. We have choices now in pro wrestling. WWE, AEW, New Japan, TNA. You have choices. That's a good thing. That makes the entire wrestling business better. Shows like this make the entire wrestling business better. Because guess what? There was a TNA Under Siege show on Friday night. I still got to watch it and review it. There's 2 GCW shows over the weekend. There's the Lucha show tonight for GCW. There is House of Glory Cinco de Mayo show tonight. When those shows tonight see this show from yesterday going, oh, we need to be better than that show in order for fans to talk about us. So that just makes the next wrestling show try to be better. When these wrestling shows try to constantly one-up one another, guess what we get as fans? Great pro wrestling. That's what we need, and that's what we're getting in 2024. Next up, we had the WWE Women's Tag Titles on the line. We had champion the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, going up against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Hello, there was no chance in heck that Jade Cargill and Bianca was losing this match. I should have done a preview, and I would have said exactly that. Now, I do want to correct something that our lovely announcers don't like to tell the truth, and it just kind of gets annoying. So, Jade Cargill, in WWE, she was at the Rumble, we know that. She was a Mania, we know that. She was on Monday Night Raw on April 8th, the Monday after Mania. She was on SmackDown the following week in a tag match against Chelsea Green. She beat Chelsea Green by 30 seconds on Raw. She was in a tag match with Bianca, teaming against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Then she was on the Saturday Night Main Event house show in a tag match with Naomi and Bianca. She was on 4 live events, and then she was on SmackDown last night. They said this was literally her third match in WWE And since she's been at WWE, as far as I can read, this is her third match on I count 5 matches on TV, so, and one last night. I mean, come on, people. This is her 10th WWE match, which, yes, 4 of those were house shows. That's fine. But her 6th TV match, and we play it off like this is her 3rd match ever, and it's only been on premium live events because she's the god of pro wrestling. Accuracy, people. Accuracy. It's all I care about. Is Jade Cargill good in the ring? Yes, she is. Have I seen anything in any of these 10 matches, the 6 matches that I've watched of Jade Cargill in WWE, that was different than Jade Cargill in AEW? I have not. For them to put the narrative out there that she wasn't trained properly, that she doesn't know what she's doing, so we had to retrain her. She's literally the same person, the same wrestler, the same moves. Nothing has changed from when she was the AEW TBS champion to now. So what retraining have they done? I don't get it. I just don't understand why we put this narrative out there when the reality is she's still good. She has been good. She is the future of the women's division. We know that. We're going to look at Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton in the future like we look at Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky Lynch today. Add Bianca Belair in there. Yes, Bianca Belair is a veteran now, but she's not that far removed from the women's Mae Young Classic. So yeah, these are Kairi saying the same way. Yes, this match was for the top women WWE, 100%. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill winning the title. That is amazing professional wrestling. I hate the one narrative they keep throwing out there about Bianca Belair. Not even going to say it. We know what they've been saying. I don't think the first word shouldn't even be anything involved in it, but I understand it because it is a big deal. Her being the first African American to do things, that is a huge deal in sports. NASCAR, you've watched my NASCAR videos, you know I'm a Bubba Wallace fan, I'm a Roger Cruz fan. I talk about that a lot. But yes, that is a big deal. Both these women winning the women's tag titles is a big deal. Jade Cargill getting your first WWE title is a big deal, but her moves have not changed from AEW. This match I gave 3 1/4 to. So far, this card, literally what I thought would happen. Bloodline, we knew that either Jacob Fatu or Tangaloa, one of the two, if not Hikuleo as well, would eventually join the Bloodline and show up. We got Tangaloa. We got Bayley retaining her title, which was fully expected. Great match, though. Damian Priest beating Jey Uso. Yeah, I didn't think they were ready to put the title on Jey Uso. I think him doing stuff with Roman and his brother, again with the OG Bloodline versus the new school Bloodline, that's going to far succeed any singles title that Jey Uso is going to get. One of his good matches. Women's title, exactly what I thought we would get. Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair as champions. The main event. The WWE title and the WWE Universal title. Yes, the title has 2 names. 2 lineages as well. I love that about this title. Not really. It sucks. Anywho's, WWE title line champion Cody Rhodes. The first of the phenomenal AJ Styles. Huge fan of AJ Styles for years and years in TNA. Fan of Cody Rhodes. Love the fact that he got released, went and did his own thing, came back as a main event guy. Just like Drew McIntyre did. Just like a lot of guys have done over the years. Now, to the inaccuracies of the wonderful announce team. Cody Rhodes was not the leader of the Bullet Club. AJ Styles was. You cannot tell me that both guys were leader of the Bullet Club because they weren't. Cody wasn't. In October of 2003, NWA title, TNA NWA title, AJ Styles retained against Dusty Rhodes. The way they make it sound like he beat Dusty for the title, he did not. It was a storyline. Dusty Rhodes got a title match, and AJ won. All you people out there back in January after Jordan Grace, the TNA Knockouts champion, was in the Royal Rumble, you all said, oh, there's a relationship now because TNA's new streaming service is part of Endeavor. Oh, there's going to be co-branded pay-per-views. There's going to be this. There's going to be this. They don't even mention TNA's name in this. They mentioned AJ Styles winning the NWA title against Dusty Rhodes. It was a TNA show when they had the TNA. They never mentioned AJ Styles being this phenomenal one from TNA. They've never mentioned the words TNA except when Jordan Grace was in the ring. One show, one match for like 15 minutes. There's no relationship, people. It's not happening. Anyway, this match, it happened. It was great. It was brutal. These two went out and took each other. The announce table came into play. Well, through the announce table. Cody was there on the turnbuckle and on the top rope there, and I don't know if AJ fell back or what, but AJ kind of came back and Cody just kind of fell. You see he kind of hit his back on the ring. He sold that a lot, which was great. I love that. And then they did the outside spot on the apron. It's like, ooh, that looked like it hurt. But these two just tore it down. This was a great match. Great chemistry. AJ doing the 450, springboard 450. AJ hitting the springboard, trying to hit the springboard flying forearm. Cody catching him. Cody hitting the cutter off the top rope. Cody cutter. A huge crossroads in the middle of the ring to get the 1, 2, 3, and still your WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. 4.25 star. Great match. I know there's been a lot of talk of Cody kind of being lost until Roman and Rock back, the next big program for him, obviously. But you know what? If this was a lost match, give me this every pay-per-view. Five matches, less than 3 hours. Boom. This is a nice little fit-in-the-box show. Great crowd, hot crowd. Can't wait to see them go back to France. So yeah, overall, great show. Loved everything we got. Got to debut. We had retains. We had kind of the results were kind of, I would say, predictable. But you know what? It was a good predictable. Really good. This is the style of pro wrestling that I love. This is a show that you can just get into and like, oh, it's almost over? What happened? All right, that is WWE BackLash France review. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show. From the independent scene to the main event of WrestleMania. Have a great night.